Okay, second time's a charm. I was just going to append the other video. Dog was barking like crazy. Finally figured out why he was. It's because the exterminator was here. So, got a special request today. My last video, I talked about going to see Avatar. And somebody said, can we get a review? I'm like, yeah, why not? Sure. Maybe do a lot more reviews next year. Let's get into it. So, talking again about it. I just ran upstairs. Sorry, I'm a little winded. Prior to COVID, I have the AMC Stubs A-list, so I get to go to 3 movies a week. Well, prior to COVID, I used all 3 of my movies because movies seem to have been better back then, and crap they're putting out now, I don't go as often. I don't think I go 3 times a month. I doubt I go every 2 times a month now. But I went to see Avatar. I had to wait a few days because, I'll be honest, I don't like people sitting next to me. One thing I do love is you can, in this day and age, remember the good old days, you had to just go find a seat. Now you can book your own seat. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I know there are not as many seats in theaters anymore, but whew, it is a heck of a lot better. And plus, you can recline and everything. So I went to the AMC here on Rainbow to see Avatar. I had to wait until not every seat was filled so I can hopefully not have some idiot sitting next to me. Because sometimes, when somebody snuck into the damn movie. Like one time I went and, I always sit in the exact same seat for every theater. I know all the theaters at the AMC, which seat I'm going to sit in. I will not book a movie unless I can get my seat and a certain number of seats are empty between us because, if I get a snack, my fat ass will get a snack. I want to be able to put it down next to me. That's 1. And 2, I just don't want anybody sitting next to me. So I'll wait until the movie has gotten to a point where I can at least get in. I was lucky. The movie, filled in, and but I was still lucky enough not to have anyone sitting next to me. And going back, now the damn dog's barking again. Going back to that part I was talking about. You kind of know when somebody ain't supposed to be where they are because you sit in your assigned seat and there's somebody next to you and this entire row is empty. The entire row in front of you is empty. The entire row's back. Why would you book a ticket next to somebody? So sometimes, you just got to stare them down because I had this kid not come in. He's like sitting next in the seat next to me. All I can think is there's nobody else for another couple of rows. If you're going to do this, at least get the hell up. Why would you come sit next to me? That don't even make any sense. But I guess he didn't want, his pride wouldn't let him get the hell up. One time, go to the person, I think you're sitting in my seat. The entire family moves. Then somebody else comes in. I think you're sitting in my seat. The entire family moves. Happened like 3 or 4 times for one movie. Anyway, getting back to Avatar. So just wrapping up the plot. It starts, they've gone years down. The two have had, Jake and the wife have already had, like 3 kids. And the character played by Sigourney Weaver, she somehow, after, I don't know, Crowell's death, whatever, because she's like in some kind of tank, like the decanter tanks things. She's up in there and somehow she popped out a kid. So Jake and his wife, they went in and adopted her for some reason. I guess, she wouldn't have crap else. So interestingly enough, I guess one of the ways to tell the kids is they have 4 fingers. The Na'vi have 3. It makes sense in a minute. So they're just enjoying their best life. It's revealed later there's a human kid who was left behind because they can't put children in cryo, and that kid just happened to be the Colonel's kid. So these, it looks like years down, like 10, 15 years down the line, the Earthlings come back. And they come back with a vengeance by first burning down the damn forest and shit. You still have folks who are still living there, like the ones who stayed behind. They were still around. And then this is the mystery I hadn't figured out. Where are they at? So you can know, it doesn't seem like they're with the new group that came, that they're kind of like hiding out. But where they hide? They never talked about that. That kind of concerns me. And it makes a little sense in a minute. So Jake starts a rebel movement kind of thing, and he's attacking stuff. They got him machine guns riding in on the big ass birds and shooting shit and blowing up trains and stealing their stuff. So anyway, they naturally have one daughter, two sons, and one of these sons, one of the kids always like to be in trouble by just not doing what he's supposed to be doing. So anyway, uh, a year after the humans return, another ship returns, and it's full of the avatars, but they've been set up like Jake, whereas they're not in a tank. They were like the minds of all the folks. These are like the dead, the people who died in the battles and shit, the Colonel Squad, and they're all like avatars now, not in the little VR thing. They're like in the Navi bodies because they uploaded their memories into the Navi bodies. So I think they were waiting to grow these guys to come back. So their entire purpose, which was stupid as hell throughout the movie, is they wanted Jake. Why give a shit? Because it's so their first mission out, the kids go where they weren't supposed to go. Like I've been saying, they always where they're not supposed to be, led by that one stupid ass boy. And Jake, they call into Jake, hey, we got these not these fake Navi running around, the humanized Navi. And Jake's like, no, stay out of it. Back out. Of course, stupid kid ain't gonna listen. And they get captured. They end up like in a little battle. The wife, I keep forgetting what her damn name is. Hold up. Netiri. Yeah. She takes out a few of them with her arrows, and they go and they visit, what should I call these guys? The human Navi? Yeah, or dead Navi, because they're dead soldiers. Yeah, they go and the Colonel sees his body because his stuff was uploaded before, he got killed and stuff, because I guess they were regularly uploading them kind of like in 6th day or some shit. But anyway, they go and after they get their kids back, killing like 4 or 5 of the human Navi, they decide they got to go, get the hell out of Dodge. So, because everybody's sitting around crying like they don't want to go. It's like, no, they're coming for us. They don't want anybody else, which was true. They didn't want anybody else. They wanted Jake. So he gets, so they mount their little big ass birds, and they go fly over the ocean, and they land with some other Navi who like are ocean folks who like live by the ocean and fish and all this shit. And they were really strange because not only they had 3 fingers, they had like extended little forearms and stuff so they could swim easy. And their tails were like fins and shit so they could, like easy because they adapted to that. So, it's this typical coming of age crap where they go do stupid stuff, including there's like these whale-like creatures, and the stupid ass boy goes and finds one of the whale-ass creatures, and he kind of makes friends with him and everything. Comes back, oh, he's an outcast because these stupid whale-like creatures were like the spirit creatures or whatever of the ocean Navi. Anyway, that son of a bitch was an outcast because he supposedly killed some humans, and the whale-like creatures have a vow to never kill anyone. So he was an outcast in reality. So here's the thing: when the humans came back, for some odd reason, they're not after unobtainium anymore, or maybe they are, and they didn't cover it in the thing, and it's like, no, that's a whole new plot. That's with the people in the trees. But see, now they're on the oceans and they're hunting these whale creatures because they just go, they capture them and they drill into their brains and take out the fluids because the fluid will stop human aging, period. So like you'll live forever. So it's like super valuable. First of all, how the hell they find that these well-out creatures they probably never heard of have all this shit up in them? How do they find that? That makes no sense to me. Just a lot of shit just don't make sense. How do all of a sudden you figure out when you've been gone that long, unless they were hunting these things like before they had to leave and they lost the battle or something, it makes no sense. So anyway, this is where it comes back to the guys who stayed behind. It seems like they're in hiding or something, and because the way they ended up finding where Jake was is one of those little helicopter things. It showed up on radar for like a second. So I think they're someplace else, which they never explain. So all of a sudden, oh, they must be out with some Navi out in the ocean or something. Again, all they're doing is tracking down this dude who's trying to stay out of your way. Well, how does that make any sense? If somebody's causing me a problem and they go away, why the hell would I go find them? Oh, this guy, he hates you. He's been shooting you. Oh, we done something. Now he's afraid of for his family, and he just went to France. Why the hell would I get in a plane and go to France? His ass is in France. F him. So that's why it makes sense to me. So they go through all stuff. You know, they come. They're kind of not led, but they captured old boy's boy, and he was helping them because they had like a tracker on him or something, and because he took his mask off, he'd die. Blah blah blah. So he kind of helped them. So they get there, and the colonel has an idea. Because they always hunted these whale creatures well away from the ocean Navi, so they didn't know what was happening. But like the whale creatures couldn't come and like, you know, these key people are hunting us. As a matter of fact, that goes back to the guy who's the whale creature who was an outcast, because he really didn't kill anybody. It was the humans who did it. But whatever. So this sucker, they come in, they hunt the creatures like right next to, close to the villages or little islands or whatever of the Sea Navi. And it's kind of like the calling card for Jake. He's going to go out, try to be a fucking hero. Then his dumbass son does all kinds of dumbass shit. Where they end up on the big ass ship that they end up sinking somehow because the rogue whale creature, he's just like flops up and like lands on it and shit and like starts slapping people around and everything. Yeah. Wish I had I was a real reviewer where they would like give me some shit so I could show you what was going on, make some of this come together. So anyway, they defeat everyone. The colonel actually was kind of drowned, but his son went back for him to save his ass. Then he got on his big ass bird creature, went back, and in the meantime, the oldest boy, who was always taking the blame for the dumbass kid, he gets shot, he dies. But the human boy, he comes back with them because he didn't want to be his father, but he rescued his ass, setting up Avatar 3, obviously, because he should have been dead, not trying to hunt Jake, not on some revenge kick, but now instead of being dead, letting him leave his ass underwater, rescues him, lets him fly off, setting up Avatar 3 for next year. So we already know the shit's coming out next year. So that was the setup. Then they go back to the ocean folks. They bury the son because instead of the tree of life being out in the ocean and shit, the tree of life is underwater. And they put him into the little field and he gets sucked down. That's kind of the end. Movie was over 3 hours long. There's no mid credits, no end credits, none of that. It was a good movie. James Cameron did a good job, but kind of like what folks said, he waited too goddamn long. I know the movie is set 15, 16 years after the fact, but he didn't have to wait 15 or 16 damn years to make it. It's basically a big ass cartoon. But since it took me 16 years to make this movie, We'll make it 16 years in the future. Like somebody's gonna believe that shit. No. We're gonna see, because as far as I know, uh, they ain't making enough money. You spent like $2 billion making this shit. $2 billion. Can you imagine that? Spending $2 million to make a damn movie. So anyway, that was my review. I'm actually gonna say go see it. If I had to give it a five, no, 1 to 5, I would give it 4 stars. It didn't make my mangini tingle, but the same token, I liked it. Honestly, I'd go see it again, but I'm probably just gonna wait till it appears on Disney next month, because in case you didn't know, the old thing where you had to like keep things in theaters for 90 days. Yeah, they ain't doing that anymore. It's like 45 days. I'm already seeing shit I saw just a month or two ago. It's on Disney and HBO Max and everything else. That's another reason I probably don't care about going. It's not like you got to wait a long ass time. All you got to do is wait. Shit, you don't even have to wait the 6 weeks. One movie I didn't go see, the movie with Billy. What's that guy's name? Does that Billy on the Streets? The gayish movie, or no? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it's a gay movie. That shit was streaming 3 weeks after it was in the damn theater. 3 weeks, seriously. Top Gun's already streaming, Paramount Plus. What? I mean, shit, I saw that what, a couple of months ago. Some stuff streams the exact moment it comes out. I know Disney, because of Scarlett Johansson, her bullshit, talking about they took money from her by streaming it at the same time. So if it had been a flop and you're only getting money from it, you would have said, how come you didn't stream it simultaneously like you did these other movies like Shang-Chi and all that shit? You know what? It's all bullshit to begin with. So anyway, that's what I got for today. I'm going to go ahead and knock it on out and try to do some stuff for the transaction that closed today but didn't close. Yeah, you want? Let's finish it out. Yeah, so we went to sign paperwork today, then went to do the walkthrough. They weren't out. Nowhere close to being out. So we had to put the recording on hold. It's unbelievable. I'm surprised the agent, when I told her, wasn't going, look, you guys need to close or some shit because I need to get my paycheck. Because I think she only closes like 1 or 2 deals a year. So this is probably like, some pay she needs. I don't know. She probably has another job. Her husband's taking care of shit. But it was kind of frustrating. And another thing, I got to go make some videos on some other shit to look for, because I have a new. We went in and the floor was all effed up. And I'm like, how's the floor all effed up? And then it's like they had rugs everywhere. Who thinks to lift the damn rugs up to see if the rugs are effed up underneath? And that's a new one. Okay, if there are any rugs, you need to lift them bitches up. See if the floor messed up or not. Need to go look under some couches. Now I got to go take other stuff. Like I used to take I don't have it in here right now. I used to take like a thermal thing. You know, a FLIR. I have a FLIR, knockoff FLIR. Actually, I got like 1,200 5-star reviews on Amazon. Anyway, I go, like back when you had to close the deal, like wave inspections and shit, I'd kind of do my own little mini inspection. I had all that shit on me, on my belt, and I just wave it around and like check around places where there may be moisture to check for the folks. At least that way they're not buying a pig in a poke or something. And then, like now, I got to take my endoscope out. So I have an endoscope where I can like look any place, go into little crevices and stuff. I got 2. One, like hooks up by Bluetooth to your iPhone, but I got this new one. It's got this really nice camera on it, and then it's got a side camera too, so you can just put it anywhere. It's got lights you can turn on. I think it's pretty damn nice. So now I'm gonna have to take a little kit bag with me to check that too. Because to be honest with the market, I'm feeling guilty as hell the guy bought the shit. I mean, I'm really feeling guilty. It's like, man, nobody saw that shit because it was under the carpets. Yeah, it's all kinds of messed up stuff today. Anyway, I'm I'm going to go ahead and call this one quits, figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. And if somebody watches this today and got something else they want to talk about, unboxing of something, I got 1,000 things. I just got this thing a couple of days ago, which is probably going to save my ass one day, even though this is a two-party state. This sucker records your, you see this? This is for your MagSafe. You pop the sucker on the back of your iPhone, it records your conversations. Because people say some fucked up shit and then run around and pretend they didn't say it. Yeah. If you talk to me, you'll notice a lot of times I'm on speakerphone. The reason I'm on speakerphone is because you got me to a point where I know I need to have some backup proof. Even if I can't use it in court, at least I can shock your ass and go like, yeah, you did say that. Anyway, see y'all.